time to drop the most hated video of the year, ranking the top crypto brands of 2025.
Disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only. Anything I say during this video should not be misconstrued as financial advice and should instead be seen as the views of a young degenerate taking 20 minutes off his day to make a tier list.
If I did not include your favorite brand, calm down. There will always be next year. So let me introduce you to our beloved tier list. Right at the top, we start with God tier. These are the top of the top, la crème de la crème, the best of the best. You get my point. And then right after we have A, not quite. And then we have B for bleh, meh, yeah. And then we have what the fuck for what the fuck is this? As in, I don't even know what the fuck this is. Or what the fuck for what the fuck are you guys even doing? Like, what the fuck? And then we have rest in peace, RIP. Wow, we're starting with none other than Ethereum. And this is not Ethereum's cycle. I will tell you that much. So just for that, I'll put it in at what the fuck. For what the fuck are you doing to my bags, Ethereum? Please get over yourself and start pumping. Next up, we have Bitcoin. And this has to be the first God tier that we place. I mean, how can you outdo the very thing that started crypto without putting Bitcoin at God tier? Then we have Solana. I mean, I for one absolutely hate the meme coin casino and that whole meta / cycle and whatever the fuck that was. But I'm not going to put it at what the fuck Solana as an ecosystem. I'm gonna just put it bleh. I have Solana. It does somewhat well compared to my other investments, if you can call them that, but it's not A. It's not almost God tier. It's bleh. That's how I felt about it. In fact, all of this tier list is how I feel. It's all my personal views. So you can tell me
how wrong I am in the comment section, but those are my views. I get to have them. I get to keep them. So back off.
Base is a just what the fuck. I don't think I need to explain, just what the fuck base. Polygon, I'm just gonna throw in the rest in peace. I used to be a big Polygon fan. I used to genuinely believe that Polygon would be the consumer chain, the head and face of consumer crypto. What with their Starbucks partnership and whatever big name brand would come into the space, they would partner with Polygon. However, I've literally not seen any sort of sign of life in the last year, this is what this tier list is for. It's how do I feel about the brand in 2025? So rest in peace. Who knows? Better luck next year. Then we have Avalanche. Now, Avalanche had a very interesting year. It started off the year strong in the gaming sector, and then a couple of months later it leaned more on the meme coin casino, which I absolutely hate, if I haven't made that clear. I want to see more innovation from Avalanche. I'm a big fan of Avalanche myself, so I really hope to see more innovation rather than being the second mover, third mover, fourth mover on just any specific meta. So for that reason, I'm going to put it at B for blah. Blah. I want to see more. Arbitrum. Where the fuck would I put Arbitrum? Arbitrum, I mean, I was a big fan of Arbitrum. I used to be a big active participant in their treasure ecosystem, trading those NFTs, playing those games, holding Magic token. I qualified for the Arbitrum airdrop and was a big time supporter. However, I haven't seen much from Arbitrum since they've also leaned into the gaming narrative. I feel like they've maybe abandoned that. I haven't seen many good games come out of Arbitrum lately, and now it seems like they're leaning into the InfoFi meta. I mean, same thing I said about Avalanche would apply here. I want to see more innovation rather than just being the second, third, fourth mover with Yapio, for example. Optimism. Optimism I would place at what the fuck, but it's so what the fuck that I'm gonna put it in rest in peace, because what the fuck does optimism do? Actually, let me be fair. Let me keep it at what the fuck, because I genuinely don't know what the fuck optimism does at this point. I just remember qualifying for an airdrop billions of years ago and then never hearing about optimism again. So what the fuck? Hyperliquid is going straight into God tier for no other reason than being one of my biggest wins this cycle, from qualifying for the airdrop to just it pumping beyond any single measure. Yeah, it's just for that reason going into God tier.
I don't need to give you better reasons. I don't need to explain myself. This is my tier list, damn it.
CryptoPunks is, I mean, I have to throw them straight to God tier. No matter what you do, you cannot get rid of CryptoPunks' legacy and the pivotal role they played in the technology innovation that is NFTs. I, for one, am a huge sucker for NFTs and a huge fan of their use case. Hence why straight to number one. It's a historical artifact. It has its historical importance. I feel like if I just say history one more time, I'm going to faint. So God tier. Pudgy Penguins I'd also take straight to God tier for the very simple reason that they are actually leading the consumer crypto narrative in our space. They've led with how you build out an NFT IP that is global, that has billions of impressions, billions of views, millions of people who can recognize the Pudgy Penguins brand now. Millions of people that aren't even in crypto that can recognize the brand just because of how masterful the play Pudgy Penguins had and how instrumental it was to shaping the NFT industry. They deserve a God tier. Yuga Labs. Azuki. This is a tough one for me. I've always been a fan of Azuki as an IP. I never liked tokens. It's not that I didn't like Azuki dropping a token. I just never been a fan of NFT brands dropping tokens. So naturally, I wasn't a big fan of anime. I'm just going to place them at bleh. I feel like if any NFT project has the potential to become a global IP other than Pudgy Penguins, it would be Azuki. It's very close for A, for almost God tier, but it's also, I didn't like anime. Like, you get what I mean? Like, if it wasn't for anime, it would be at A. Because of anime, it's at B. And I'm talking about anime, the token, not anime, the anime that they're putting out. Wrecked Guy. This is for a weird reason, I don't hold any Wrecked Guy, but something in me propels me to put them in A for almost God tier, simply because of the brand recognition they've had this year. And this is essentially what I'm doing. I'm ranking brands right here. And they've done a very good job this year at doing something that not many crypto brands have been able to crack. In fact, I don't think any crypto brand has been able to crack, which is beverage distribution, crypto beverage marketing. Like, that is so niche, yet so difficult to do and so difficult to tap in. And just them being able to sell out multiple editions of beverages is remarkable. So A for almost God tier. It's not God tier not because I don't hold any. I'm not this self-centered, but because I don't hold any, I don't know as much as I should know about them. So I don't have the context to put them at God tier. Chimpers is an easy A for almost God tier. It's almost God tier. I am very good friends with the founders of Chimpers. I absolutely adore the project. The only reason I am not putting it at God tier, just straight to God tier, is I would love to see more innovation in Chimpers. And what I mean by this is they're crushing a lot of the different angles, IP, for example, consumer crypto, for example, but obviously that has a lot to do with Pudgy Penguins succeeding. So I would love to see Chimpers push out something we haven't seen before in order to get to that God tier mode. Klano I don't know much about. I know that one of my coworkers, Andrew Forte, Mr. Asshau, talks a lot about them. So for that reason, just A. I feel so biased. And it is. It's my tier list. You can't do anything about it. Again, I don't hold or own any Klenos. I've contemplated it many times. Just have never gotten around to it. I really like also the angle. Very much similar to also what Chimpers is tackling, obviously in different ways. Everyone's trying to have a crack at consumer crypto in a different fashion while going in a parallel direction, if that makes sense. I'm a big fan of consumer crypto. It's why I joined the space. It's why I continue to be in the space. I want to onboard as many people in crypto, which is why I might have a bias to brands that are pushing in this direction. So Kleno, A for almost God tier. What would put it at God tier is also more innovation. Bitcoin puppets, I'm going to place them at what the fuck. For what the fuck is happening with all of Ordinal's prices. This burden, this is the only Ordinal I've included in this list. This is not a dig at Bitcoin puppets. This is more a dig at, not even a dig, it's just like, what the fuck is happening to Ordinals? Why are my Ordinals bags just becoming more and more depressing every day? I don't think I can handle it anymore. So just what the fuck for what the fuck is happening to the price of Ordinals. Not just Bitcoin puppets. You know, I'll just put it at blah, because it's not Bitcoin puppets' fault. It is like the leading ordinal collection on Bitcoin. So there you go. Milady is just what the fuck. I don't need to explain why. I think it's a great product. It's a great brand. Now that I say that out loud, I don't think I can place it at what the fuck. I think I need to place it at B for blah. It's not A for God tier, because I don't know much about Milady. I mean, the reason it's not A, or I wouldn't place it as A, is I worry that it is slowly becoming the mutant ape of this cycle, meaning I see a lot of the LARPs, a lot of the men pretending to be women, a lot of the scammers, spammers, bots just rocking Milady PFPs on Twitter. And oftentimes it's not necessarily the fault of the brand, it's just sometimes unfortunate branding and sometimes not good enough positioning or brand positioning from the brand. When I see a Milady PFP right now, I trust doesn't emulate instantly from this account. Obviously some of the funniest accounts have a Milady PFP, but it just doesn't emulate like, oh, very trustful person just from their profile picture, which is why it's a B for blah. D-Gods. Fidenza to me is, why won't it let me, is God tier. Some of you may not know this, but I'm a massive fan of generative art and just art NFTs in general. If you've never collected art NFTs before, I won't say you're missing out on price action, because price action for art NFTs tends to be a lot slower, but you are missing out on this way of thinking that no other niche or sub niche in crypto has, which is there is no discussion about like,
when is price going up? When is this going up? When is that happening? Where's the next update?
Because art NFTs are so blessed by being art NFTs, they don't need utility. They don't need to have any certain price attached to it. It's just art for the sake of art that happens to be on the blockchain. And I happen to love generative art. It combines the blockchain with art, mashes them together, and work of art. Moonbirds. What the fuck? Good vibes club. I absolutely love. We've worked closely with the team during their time of launch. Both co-founders I absolutely vibe with. I absolutely love and respect for that reason, and for the reason of like the art being so good, also an IP play. This A for almost God tier list is becoming more and more biased. It's becoming more obvious how my rankings are. The more IP related you are, the more likely you are to be higher on my tier list. But yeah, my tier list, I get to choose Steady Teddy's What the Fuck. That's all I'm gonna say. Friend Tech, Kaito I would place at God tier. Kaito is one of the rare innovations we've seen in the space that has absolutely changed the way we move, the way we operate, the way we think, the way marketing works. And being a marketing guy, being a content creator as well, Kaito has been such a genius innovation. How long it lasts or how long it maintains its position in mindshare amongst InfoFi products is yet to be seen, but it has changed the industry this cycle, which is why I absolutely love and respect the way Kaito has put out their product. Ethos I would also place at God tier for nothing more than the innovation that they've put out into the space. Some thug recently slashed me, I think that's what it's called, for having an opinion. And it was very interesting to see how the Ethos app worked, in the sense that it didn't lean into bias as much as it leaned into the evidence, and it leaned into the reasoning, the logic. Is this a slashable offense? Is that slashable? How do we think about it? How do we come to that decision and consensus as a group of individuals? And for that, I love and respect Ethos. Abstract, name starts with an A, deserves to be A. Do I need to explain further? MetaMask, the cryptocurrency app for boomers like myself. I'm going to place where... it's an interesting one. I mean, personally, I've always been a fan of MetaMask, even though there's been very little innovation. And I'm very cautious when I say that, because there has been a lot of innovation that MetaMask has pushed in the last year. Actually, now that I sit and the more I sit and think about all their updates, there have been so many within the last year that I'll just put at A for almost God tier. The reason it's not God tier is some of the innovation compared to other crypto brands has not been as fast. Actually, the more I think about it, the more I'm just remembering just more and more MetaMask updates. You know what? I'll just place it God tier.
What are you gonna do about it? Huh?
Phantom wallet, I'll also place at God tier. I don't need to explain myself. I just personally use the wallet. I love it. I can't complain about it. So yeah, there you go. Ledger. Why are there so many crypto wallets in this tier list? Now that I'm just gonna put what the fuck? What the fuck, Ledger? I bought a Ledger, and a month later, its LED light just stopped working. So now I literally have a Ledger. Every time I connect it to my laptop, I can't see the screen, so I can't put my password. I can't use the Ledger. So what the fuck, Ledger? What the fuck? OpenSea. What is that? Is that Blast? Oh my god. And Blur. I can see you've kept me the best for Blast. This is funny. Funny, silly edit. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, we have our official 2025 tier list of the best crypto brands that exist in the world, because I for sure have not missed a single brand, and I can guarantee that the comment section right now will not be filled with people telling me how I'm wrong and how I've missed about thousands of different brands. But there's always next time and next year. So please feel free to tell me what I got wrong and what you would change. I'd love to actually know, what brands would you put in God tier? And how would this tier list look different if you were to rank the different brands? See you next time.